The law of DMU. Well, the long form of the law is law of diminishing marginal utility. Before knowing the law, let us understand what does diminishing means. Diminishing means reducing, decreasing, going down. And we know the meaning of marginal utility. So what is marginal utility means? The additional utility or additional benefit derived from the additional consumption of a commodity. So, in simple words, what does law of diminishing marginal utility explains? Well, it says that the marginal utility is diminishing with an additional successive unit of a commodity consumed. In simple words, your marginal utilities goes on decreasing with an increase in the consumption of same unit. So same unit repetitively consumed, your marginal utility, the satisfaction level goes on down. Well, this law explains the economic behavior of a rational consumer. It is commonly known that the more we have a specific commodity or thing, the lesser is the desire to have it. Now, this very feeling has been explained in this law of diminishing marginal utility. This law was first explained by Mr. Hermann Henrik Gaussen. That's where it is also called as Gaussen's first law. Later on, in the book by Mr. Alfred Marshall in 1890, The Principle of Economics defined this law. According to Mr. Alfred Marshall, other things being constant, the benefit a person derives from the additional stock of a thing diminishes with an additional increase in the stock it already has. In simple words, the law states that with increase in the repetitive successive consumption of the same commodity, its satisfaction or marginal utility goes down. This can be nicely explained with the very example what we have learned in total utility and marginal utility. I'll give you the same example. Well, today there is a birthday of my closest friend, Mr. Sumit. So I decided to give him lots of chocolates, one after the other. So I went to his house. I said, Sumit, let's have this chocolate. So Sumit was very excited. My best friend has come and has given me a chocolate. So his satisfaction levels was very high, let's say 100 units with first chocolate consumption. Once he finished first chocolate, I gave him second chocolate. He said, why second? I said, it's your birthday, you enjoy. Since he already had one chocolate, so he reached some amount of satisfaction. So his desire for having second chocolate was slightly less. So what do I understand after the second chocolate consumption? That he just got only 80 units of satisfaction or marginal utility. Since he is already satisfied his desire. So with the next chocolate, his marginal utility went from 100 to 80 and his total utility became 180. With the third chocolate, I pushed him. Again, he was even more satisfied. So his satisfaction level reduced again. And with the third chocolate, he got only 60 units of marginal utilities or satisfactions. With the fourth chocolate, he just got 40 units of marginal utility. So what do we understand? As I was repetitively, successively giving him one chocolate after another and asking him to eat, his satisfaction, his marginal utility was keep on decreasing. With the fifth chocolate, he just got only 20 units of satisfaction. On the sixth chocolate, he was not satisfied at all. He was fully satisfied. He said, boss, I don't want to eat the next chocolate. I pushed him. Boss, you have to eat it. So he did not satisfied for the sixth chocolate. He was full of satisfaction. So satisfaction level was at a peak for sixth chocolate, but the utility, the extra satisfaction he got was 0. So when marginal utility reaches 0, you reach to the full satisfaction, maximum satisfaction level. That point is called as point of satiety. After that, when I pushed for seventh chocolate, now what has happened? Instead of becoming satisfied, he became dissatisfied. So instead of creating an extra utility, it was disutility. And the seventh chocolate, the marginal utility further came down and it became negative. So what do we understand from this graph? Let's say on this graph, the x-axis and on y-axis. So on x-axis, there are a number of units consumed. On y-axis, there is a marginal utility. So with the first, the satisfaction level was high, 100 was the marginal utility. With the second unit consumed, the satisfaction was slightly less, 80. The third unit consumed, satisfaction was even less, 60. For the fourth, it became 40 units. On the fifth, what do we see? He got just 20 units of satisfaction. And on the sixth, he was fully satisfied. My marginal utility became 0. This is called as point of satiety. After the point of satiety, if the next consumption does not create satisfaction, it creates dissatisfaction. And the utility derived is disutility. So the marginal utility for the next product was negative. So what did I understood? That as the increase in the consumption of a commodity, my marginal utility for the product keep on decreasing because my satisfaction level keep on increasing. So in this graph, the marginal utility has been explained with the amount of commodity consumed. So look at this, the marginal utilities keep on going down. It touches x-axis, which means it is 0. At this point is the consumer is fully satisfied, total satisfied. This point is called as point of satiety. And after that, marginal utility goes to the negative side, which means now it is not satisfaction, it is dissatisfaction, disutility, with an additional increase in the consumption. In a nutshell, what do we understand? With increase in the commodity consumed, there is a reduction in the marginal utility or satisfaction derived.